Rob Reiner. Somebody tweeted me Rob Reiner. Darius, this is from Darius. Rob Reiner's problem is thinking patriotism is good and not a virtue of the vicious. Oscar Wilde would considerably disagree with Meathead. Oscar, I guess, are you referring to Rob Reiner as Meathead? I don't know what that means. Oscar Wilde would probably disagree with him. Also, he must think that the GOP can be patriots. What country do you think we're living in, Rob? It's called socialism, or excuse me, it's called capitalism. Try socialism. Let's see. So this is a Twitter thread from Rob Reiner, who, as far, I try not to pay attention to him. How much longer do we have to put up with a mentally ill sociopath when the fucked up psyche of the leader of the free world comes before the horrific deaths of innocent children? It's time for GOP patriots to stand up and end this sickness. What the hell kind of platitude bullshit is that? Rob, do you really entertain this fantasy? And calling it a fantasy is being generous. This fantasy that the GOP will do anything about gun control. They won't. Are you kidding? Of course they won't. Democrats won't either. But the GOP, holy shit. And all we get when it comes to weapons control and gun control is lip service. Because the NRA has our government by the balls. So the only time you hear gun control being brought up in like a rational light is during the Democratic debates in the primaries when they're bragging about who has the lowest grade from the NRA, which is great, but then that doesn't translate into the general. When they're talking to the base, they're like, yeah, we're going to crack down on gun control because you guys want it. When it gets to the general, gun control, not brought up. And if it is brought up, it's all about the Republican using it as a political tool against the Democrat. And then the Democrat caves. That is how it happens. That is how it will continue to happen. The idea of common sense gun policy in this country, is it desperately needed? Yes. Holy shit. And there's tons of things we can do. Like, there's so many things we can do that would make everybody happy for the most part. Like there's tons of things we can do. Would it be perfect? No. Australia's system is not perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better. Same with Switzerland. Like, there's so many things, and we could kind of emulate a little bit of each. And I've talked about some of the solutions I think would work. I think, first of all, we need to end the sales at gun shows. We need to end the sale of magazines. We need to have heavy restrictions on the different types of weapons you can get, semi-automatics and stuff like that. They need to go away. Also, we need to have extensive background checks. We need to have universal background checks. We need to have classes. I think we need to have references. We need to have reference letters. We need to have screenings on a regular basis. And I think we need to have heavy regulations on ammunition. There needs to be heavy regulation on the amount of ammunition you can get. There needs to be licensing. Chromatic Tree points that out. We have more guns than people by a lot. Jesse points out that's just creepy. It is very creepy. There's so many things we can do where, if people want to have a basic gun used for hunting, the government's not taking that away. Or if somebody wants to have something reasonable for self-defense, should an intruder come in, the government's not taking that away. I don't like guns in general. Like, I'm not a fan of guns. However, I realistically know that the idea of us completely outlawing them is just an unrealistic solution. It would probably cause a civil war in this country. I'm for, let's try to come up with some solutions that could work. There should also be a wait time for 2 weeks at least. I agree. Yes, there should, because it's going to take time to process all the above. If you have references, if you have a mental health screening, if you have a class, yeah, there's going to be a period of time. But we do this extensive thing for your car. A civil war where one side has guns. Exactly, Chromatic Tree. Most countries don't have school shootings. We've had 18 so far in 2018. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah, I mean, and what's the difference between us and all those other countries? It's not that they don't have issues with violence. They still have issues with violence. They still, I mean, they have problems with. I mean, Australia has a high report of knife violence and stuff like that. I would say we are inherently among the more violent, if not the most violent countries. Australia has had 0 mass shootings since '96. Perfect record. Okay, cool, man. Yeah, you sent that 3 times. I got it. It's a different world outside of California for sure. It's a different world outside of the U.S. for sure. But I know what you mean. So I don't know what Rob Reiner hopes to accomplish with this tweet. He got 14,000 retweets and 48,000 likes. That's pretty good. How much longer do we have to put up with a mentally ill sociopath when the fucked up psyche of the leader of the free world comes before the horrific deaths of innocent children? It's time for GOP patriots to stand up and end this sickness. And this is what annoys me too. Is this guy really trying to hint that gun violence was not an issue before fucking Trump got here? I'm sorry. Like, are you insane? We're the most violent first world country, I believe. Probably. Yeah. I mean, I'd say we gotta be, we're up there. We gotta be first. I'm thinking. I'd be shocked if somebody who would beat us? Who would be like, well, actually, this first world country is more violent than the United States. Denmark. They're pissed off over there. Denmark, you have no idea. They don't have guns. But, man, if you look at in Ireland, they beat the shit out of people with hurling sticks. I don't know if you knew that. They're really freaking – they get like, here's mine. They get it. And they just like, can you guys see my hurling stick? And they're like, ah. It's actually good. You know, I bring this to the gym, and I do get some weird looks. I bring this to the gym with me sometimes because sometimes if the gym itself is open, I'll run some drills with my hurling stick and my scimitar. That's what the ball's called. I'll run them in the gym. So I do that. And or if the gym is being occupied with a class, I'll go to this field a little bit away from my gym, and I'll play hurling. And you know what? It's not a field. It's part of the campus for a seminary. So it's like this seminary, but they have a field there, and I just go hurling there. And nobody's ever messed with me. I have no business being there. I'm not a seminary student. Surprise, surprise. But I just go and I hurl there, and nobody messes with me. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we got to be number 1, Jesse. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, tweets like this get on my nerve because really, gun violence wasn't an issue before Trump got here. School shootings weren't an issue before Trump got here. I mean, so many people, and Rob Reiner's one of them, so many people that have just disconnected like from any amount of rationality and just want to, because they dislike Trump that much. I dislike Trump too. Trump's terrible. His policies are awful. You know what his policies are, though? They're GOP policies. That's what they are. They're GOP policies. They're GOP policies minus subtlety. So this whole thing about GOP patriots ain't going to happen, Rob. People get shot and they do nothing about it. Steve Scalise got shot, did nothing about it. Didn't change one iota on gun control. Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a clip from Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means I log on to a stream and people tweet me articles over on Twitter at Ron Placone, or they use our Reddit subsection, which is just Get Your News On with Ron over on Reddit. And that's how we build the show. I'm seeing all these articles for the first time. We are literally getting our news on together. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone so you can participate. And this show streams live every Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please do tune in. If you want to support this show, you can do so over on patreon.com/Ron Placone, where for as low as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts every week, exclusive videos, free tickets to shows when I'm performing in your town, and more for as low as $1 a month. Please do consider it. Thank you so much for your support. This has been Get Your News On with Ron.